Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to Stamp with Shell. My name is Shell Anderson, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Today, we are having a play with a new bundle from the January to April mini catalog called Nested Friends. This is a beautiful bundle. It's got birds and branches and birds' nests. And the greetings are thank you, always thinking of you, birthday wishes, and best friends make the good times better and the hard times easier. I've chosen a different greeting today. I've chosen celebrating your anniversary from the Love and Happiness set. That's a retired set. We're also going to be using the brushed brass butterflies. Say that quick 3 times. These are gorgeous, flat little butterflies. So we're going to be using those for our embellishment today. And we are also going to be using Memento Black and Evening Evergreen ink. Apologize, I'm losing my voice, so I'm sounding pretty croaky. All right, the fun fold we're making, the card base is made out of DSP. And I promise you, you're going to love this in the end. It is not difficult. It just looks difficult. Nothing I do is difficult. So I've got a piece of cardstock here that is 7 inches by 8 1/4. Now I've marked on this as a template to show you. I strongly suggest that you choose non-directional paper. It's non-directional on both sides. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is I'm just going to talk you through it, and then we're going to do it together. We're going to put the 7-inch side at the top, and we're going to score it all the way down at 2 3/4. Then we're going to spin it around clockwise with the 8 1/4 inch side at the top, and we are going to score it at 5 1/2. Okay. While we have it there, we're going to put a tick mark at the 2 3/4 inch mark. Then we're going to turn it back counterclockwise, and we're going to put a tick mark at the 5 1/2 inch. Then we are going to score between those 2 tick marks. Okay, so that's the cutting that we're going to do. And then when we fold it, we're going to fold it this way, and this way. So what's going to happen is that's going to fold together like so. Okay, so now we're going to do it together. I promise you it's not difficult. The only thing that you have to choose is whichever print you want to be on the outside of your card. Like here, this would be the outside of my card. That should face down. Okay, so let me turn this over. So this is going to be the inside of the card, and we are going to see if I can get my thing in the camera here. Cut this at 7 by 8 1/4. 8 1/4. All right, so this is going to become our card base. We are going to 7 inches at the top. There's our 7 inches. We are going to score it at 2 3/4. So we're just going to line that up there and give it a score. Then we are going to turn it, and we are going to score it at 5 1/2. And I know you guys can't see these, so this is your visual, I guess is what I'm trying to say. All right, now before we move this, we are going to put a tick mark at the 2 3/4 inch mark. So that's going to be right there. And then we're going to turn it back and we're going to put a tick mark at the 5 1/2. So now we are going to take this tick mark, and I know it's hard for you guys to see it, so there's the 2 tick marks, and we are going to score between those 2 tick marks. All right, so make sure that those are in the track and give those a score. All right, that's all there is to the card base. Okay, so now we're going to fold this. Now, let's see if I can figure out how I did this. We are going to fold the top down and burnish. And we are going to fold the side in and burnish. Now, here's where it gets different. That diagonal score, we are going to fold it backwards and burnish. Okay? So now, you're going to grab this corner and you see what's happening here? It's pushing everything together. And then you can just give it another good burnish. That's our card base. Okay, I'm going to throw that one over there out of the way. I will keep that in my template because I love this card. And we're going to work on our card. We're going to set that aside. So you are going to have, you're supposed to have 3 of the green. I don't know what happened there. All right, we will go with the flow. And so this is going to be our inside panel here, where we write our greeting. Let's work on that first. I have pre-stamped a little branch here. So I am just going to grab a Crumb Cake Dark Stamp and Blend. And I'm also going to grab and find it. Oh, I've got so much stuff here. I just had it a minute ago. There it is. I'm going to grab my silicone mat. And we are going to color this branch. And I have pre-stamped this with Memento black ink. Because there's a lot of pieces for this card, I wanted to make sure that I had everything pre-cut and stamped so that we could get the card finished without it being a ridiculously long video. All right, so that's that. Next one we're going to grab is Soft Succulent Light, if I can find it. There it is. And we're going to color our little leaves in Soft Succulent. Now this is going to be the panel that we'll write our little greeting on the inside. So we are going to put some adhesive on the back side and put this together. 'There's supposed to be a dark green layer in here. So this is going to not map nicely. I'm just kind of going with the flow. I must have used the green layer for something else. Now I could go cut another green layer, or we can just make this one work. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. There we go. All right. Now, in my little basket of tricks here off to the side, I've also, if I can get them out, pre-stamped a little bird. And we're going to give him a color. And I don't know what color we'll use on here. I'm just going to grab some Highland Heather and purple and fresh freesia. We're just going to grab a handful. And a little scrap of white so that we can test these out. Well, that's pretty light. That's pretty light too. Yes, this is what I want. And I'm just going to color around with this lighter purple, making sure not to color his eye. And I just wanted to have a colorful bird, and I just went purple because purple and green are opposite on the color wheel. That's pretty dark, so I don't think I want that one. No, I don't want those ones. Man, oh man. I think I got a whole bunch of the same color marker. That is light Highland Heather. And this is dark Highland Heather. Ooh, that's dark. Let's try the other end. Yeah, I'm going to go with it. It's going to lighten as it dries anyway. And there we go. Now I am going to grab crushed curry regular marker just to do his little beak and his feet. And we're going to do a green eye, so we'll just use this one. And I don't like the way that this one cut out for me. If you notice right here, there's a little white spot right under his beak, and it looks funny, so I'm going to snip it off. There, that looks better. All right, so we are just going to take some adhesive and glue this guy down, sitting right here on this branch, just to pretty up the inside of the card. All right, so we're going to bring our card in, and this panel is going to go on the inside of our card here. And I'm just going to center that up and glue it in place. Now, if you stick around to the end of the video, you'll see the first card that I made, and it's the same but different. So there's the first step in our card, okay? Next step, we have these panels. And these are just going to be layered together like so. I have two identical ones. The dark evening evergreen panels are 3 1/4 by 4 1/2, and you needed 3 of those. These soft succulent were 3 by 4 1/4, and you needed 3 of those. And then the white layers are 2 3/4 by 4, and you needed 3 of those. So this one's going to go on here, and this one's going to go on here, but we have to work on those yet. All right, so now when we do this panel, it has to go horizontally. Okay, so I am going to glue this on. And you're thinking, why is she doing something horizontal? Well, we'll show you here in a second. And it will all make sense. Now, for this inside panel, I have chosen to die cut the nest. And I did this one in Sahara Sand and this one in Crumb Cake. So I am going to glue this one down, and then we will put the other one on top of it to give it some dimension and interest. And it would have been nice if I had used adhesive sheets, but I didn't. Surprise, surprise. It's always after the fact that I remember them. All right, I think that's enough to hold it. And we're just going to pop that on there and tack that in place. All right, I'm going to move some of this stuff. I've got a little part. I suppose I should bring this on camera. Got a little parts dish here that's full of little accessories for this. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of these leaves, and I just cut these out of scrap, and I'm going to glue them around the outside of the nest, just to give this a little bit of color. So I'm going to pop one there. I don't know how many I'm going to use here. It's just whenever it looks right, I'm going to stop. There we go. And these are nice because they are die cut, but they're also embossed at the same time. So the veining is already in the leaves. And there's 2 different sizes of leaves in this set. This is the largest ones, and they're not very large, as you can tell. And there's smaller ones. And you can cut these out 3 at a time. And there's 2 dies, so 6 at a time. See how that just gives it a little something, something? I think one more and we'll be good. Need a paper piercer somewhere. Piercer, 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 right here. I need to get in underneath this. There we go. I'm happy with that. All right, now we need some eggs in the nest. So I'm thinking a couple of turquoise eggs in there would be pretty. But I'm going to take a light smoky slate. Now there is a stamp in this set. Where did I do with the stamp set? And I will show you if I can get it picked up. I call this dottage. This would be great to put over the eggs had I thought before I die cut them. So I am adding with my light smoky slate, marker, some dottage, so my eggs are speckled. And once I get this into my nest, I will hold this up closer to the camera so you can see it. All right, you see the dottage there? I'm just waiting for the camera to focus. It's giving me grief on my end. There we go. All right, that panel is done. We're going to set that aside and we're going to bring in the other panel that we have to do. And I have pre-stamped the nest, and I am going to bring in let's start with light crumb cake and see how we do with this. And I am just going to quickly, and I mean quickly, color the nest. And you will notice that there are some leaves as well as grasses and twigs and stuff in here. So I'm staying away from the leaves because I'm going to color those green. But I'm not making any rhyme or reason or anything too fancy when it comes to the nest. I'm just laying on some color. There we go. All right, I'm just going to leave it like that for a minute. I'm going to go back to this soft succulent, and any of the leaves I'm going to do in soft succulent. All right, so there's a branch in here that's a different color. So I'm going to go with light old olive for that, just so it is defined as different than these other ones. And there's some other little things sticking out here that we'll do in the light old olive. And then we have one more here that's different again. So I think I might do that in, I'm going to try, I don't know whether I want to do this or not. Where's that piece of paper? I'm going to try this one in light granny apple green. That's okay. All right. Now that we have a ton of markers out here, we need to color our bird. So this one, I'm going to do purple as well. And I have purple eggs this time. Let's grab that gray marker again and do some dottage on here. I don't know, I just think it defines the eggs a little bit and makes them stand out. All right, now let's go light Highland Heather on the outside. And we'll go dark what? Oh, let's do the feet, the beak, and what did I do with that marker? I had a soft succulent marker. There it is. And his eye. I guess it's a her eye. Now, I'm going to show you a little trick. If you take, where's my color lifter? Right in front of me. If you take your color lifter and, oh, wrong end, and you do little flecks of color, just little marks, you can watch the magic happen. If the camera will focus on this. Do you see how it's going all, it looks like little feathers, I guess is what I'm trying to say. All right, now we get to put our little eggies in the nest. Maybe if we get some glue out of this bottle. Time for a new bottle, I think. And one more. Now we need to put Mama in the nest. Or on the nest, maybe. Yeah, how about on the nest? We might have enough glue to finish this card. There, she'll just sit on the side of the nest. Now we get to put our card together. This will go on here. And this is going to be the front focal image for our card. How pretty is that? All right, let's move some of this stuff out of the way and bring in our card. So we've got the inside of our card, and it's going to fold down like this. So this focal image is going to attach only to this panel, but we have to make sure that it covers here. Okay? So this only attaches here. So let's eyeball that one more time. Put this in place, center it up, and I see it's on that line and below my finger. So I am going to put some adhesive on here, just on that panel. Grab my focal image and pop that in place, like so. We're just going to give that a minute to dry and a second to get glue off my fingers. And while that's doing that, I have all of these banners, and I have stamped celebrating your anniversary. And I think I am going to pop that right across the top like that. And I'm going to glue it right directly down. Whoops, not wrong side up. How about right side up? Just like that. All right, now where's those pretty little brass butterflies? And we are going to take one big one and one little one to embellish our card. So there's the front of our card. And when you open it up on the back side, this is why this panel had to be horizontal. If you did it vertical, it would not look very good. So now I'm going to turn this so I can see it. And I'm going to align these two panels like so. And from the front, you don't see anything. Then when it opens up, bada boom. Now, on the inside panel, I think we should put some butterflies too. We're going to put a big one here. And a couple of little ones. Just to pretty up that panel. And we're leaving this one as is because that is where our greeting is going to go. So on the outside, it's kind of somber, you know, very subtle with just a little hint of gold down here. And then we have our butterflies and bada boom. That, my friends, is our card for today. Now I'll bring in the card that I made before so you can have a look at that as well. Same set, very similar. I used a thank you greeting on this one, and I used a different DSP. And when this pops open, pretty much the same on the inside, but this paper on the inside is just, it's very much almost a solid color. Whereas this one has prints on both sides. It's more sparkly on the inside. All right, that's our cards for today, and that is using the Nested Friends bundle. Thank you so much for joining me. and I hope to see you here again real soon. I'm here Tuesdays and Thursdays at noon Central Standard Time, Wednesday nights at 6:30 for either a Facebook Live or a YouTube premiere. Thanks for stopping by. See ya.